Want to know how to buy a house without first seeing it in person?
Stay tuned and we'll tell you how to do it. Hey everybody and welcome. It's Hal Cohn.
And Chris Cohn with Cohn Realty Group.
If this has to be your first time to our channel, 100th, 1000th, 1000,000th time.
Have we done 1,000?
I don't think so. No matter how many times you've been here, please make sure you click that subscribe button and the notification icon so you're notified each and every time we release a new video about living, working, and playing in the amazing Roanoke Valley.
That's right. It is pretty incredible, and we have folks constantly contacting us saying that they want to move to or within Roanoke, Salem, Botetourt, and those surrounding areas. So if that's you, your friends, or your family, please let us know. We'd love to have a conversation with you, see how we can answer those questions. And you can reach us by email, phone, or text, whichever is easier for you.
Get on it now. All right, so we're gonna talk today about buying a home, quote, sight unseen, which means which means you have not been able to step through the threshold and walk through that property with your 2 feet, your 2 eyes, and your 2 ears going through the whole property. However, we do have a strategy that can help you to find those homes and see them through our eyes and through a different lens, which is going to be a video camera.
Definitely. We're going to talk through some of our strategic plans and steps and tips to get you into those homes without even stepping foot into them. Whether it's homes come on the market and you just can't find the time to go tour them before they go under contract, or you live out of town, which is the case with most of our clients, like YouTubers like yourself. They're watching from a distance and they're not able to just hop on a plane and fly in and be able to see that home that day. Or even maybe your schedule won't allow it, whether it's work or family commitments or what have you. You just can't get into those homes fast enough in this market.
So we're here to help you navigate the increasingly common practice. Like I just read a statistic that 40% of buyers are actually buying homes right now in the United States without even stepping foot in them. So we're here to help you navigate that process with success. All right, so unless you've been under a rock the last 6 to 12 months, you know that the real estate market, especially if you're a buyer, is just crazily insane and on what?
Fire, fire, fire.
Fire, 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 fire.
So with that, homes are selling within hours, and if not within hours, within 2 to 3 days, if it's move-in ready, and it's something that is super desirable by buyers. You're seeing multiple offers on those properties. Yes. So how does that impact you as a buyer when you're trying to get in to see these houses so that you can react properly?
Yeah, so it can put you at a real disadvantage if you don't have the ability to go see that house that popped up on the market the very first day that it hits the market. And sometimes within a matter of hours, all the showing times are booked for that day.
Yeah.
So you have to act really fast, and in order for you not to be at a disadvantage, we're going to help you through those steps. Let's talk about the groups of folks that this might apply to. First of all, you've got folks that are truly out of town. They cannot hop on the first Learjet over to Roanoke as soon as they see a home pop on the market and they want to see it. So yeah, it's just not possible, feasible to hop on a plane, train, or automobile every time you see a property you want to step into.
Yeah, that could be the fact that you're moving from another state to Roanoke, or let's say, hey, I got a family vacation. I'm on vacation at the beach and I need to see a house because we're shopping and we want something. Then how do you navigate that?
Yeah. The next set of people that this may apply to is if you have unusual work hours, like second, third shifts.
Yeah. You may be sleeping during the day and then you got to work 7P to 7A. So how are you going to see a house during those hours?
Hospital shifts.
Hospital shifts, absolutely. I remember those days.
And then another group of people is just folks that are generally busy. Hey, listen, we know that life is busy between running one child to soccer practice and going to swim lessons and doing your full-time jobs, house management, dinner planning, birthday parties, all kinds of stuff. it's just a lot, and we move so quickly. And then throw in this huge, sometimes overwhelming task of finding a new home. It can just lead you to be a little overwhelmed.
And we're here to help you alleviate that. Hey, and you know us, we want you to spend time with your family, your friends, do those important things. Make sure you go to work so you got money to pay for a home. But however, if you happen to fall in one of those groups that we just talked about, or maybe there's another one, you're like, hey, comment below and say, you missed this group, you could help them virtually as well. Let us know, but we want to make sure that you don't miss out. So we're going to give you some tips and tricks that we utilize with our clients that may be helpful for you. All right. I know you're ready to dive into how you can navigate this crazy market. You can see a house sight unseen, get an offer put in and accepted. So we're finally going to dig into that nitty-gritty for you right now.
Yes. And one of the first things you need to do is make sure you enlist a trusted realtor that can guide you through this process. As we mentioned, these are just some things that we do as a courtesy to our clients, but each realtor is different. They may not offer these services, or they may have other ideas too, which is terrific. Just make sure you know, like, and trust your realtor, and they can help you navigate this. So without further ado, the tip number one is going to be virtual tours. This goes beyond the Zillow photographs and all the photos you're gonna see that are just two-dimensional and really flat. And we know photos, right?
I was just fixing to say.
We
were talking about a house this week that was put on the market probably over a month ago. Started out at $289,000. Pictures online didn't look that bad, but I went there and showed some clients the property, and we were like, holy cow, those photos, they looked stellar. The house itself, not so much. And now they've done over the course of a few weeks, they've done like a $40,000 price reduction because it needs a lot of work. But the photos didn't show that. So having a video tour or a virtual tour with your realtor to walk through there is huge.
Yes, and vice versa. Photos just can be very deceiving. So your realtor could go through the house with you and look every single room 360 degrees, look up, look down, and they'll be able to point out red flags for you along the way and really highlight those pros of the house as well. So this is a great way and something that we found really beneficial to our clients. We offer a couple different methods. We can do a real-time video tour using a few different applications, or we can film it for you, upload it, and you can view it at your convenience.
Yeah, and we prefer to do the live in person, but we have found some of the remote areas here, your cell service isn't that great.
Jeremy, can you hear me?
So you have to put them on Dropbox and let you look at them later. And you can call us with questions that help make sure that you understand what you're looking at, even though we give you a tutorial as we're going along through the property when we do it that way.
Yeah, and I think this gives you a much more realistic feel of the house. And I love it when clients, when I'm doing these, and they'll be like, wait, back up and show me this, and let's go up top and show me the ceiling. I want to make sure it's not a popcorn ceiling. So you just really never know what to capture. So if you could do that live in person, it's very helpful.
Yeah, and you're able to ask questions, right? Like,
yes.
Hey, does it smell like mold and mildew in this basement? What kind of odors are you seeing?
That is an odor, or at least what an odor looks like.
Hey, what's that crack right there in the wall? Does that seem to be something substantial? Those like, what's the roof look like? So you can have a list of questions ahead of time that you can have prepared to be able to ask that person that's doing that virtual tour for you.
Yeah, we like to get a little bit of the neighborhood, driving up to the home. What does the driveway look like? So those things you're not gonna get that in just a normal MLS listing or Zillow listing. So I think this is a great alternative. And there is something, you laugh at me when I say this, but there is a feel of a home. So again, your realtor is a trusted professional, and they're not gonna be you, and everyone is different. But I can say, sometimes when I walk into a house, I feel a certain way, like it feels light and airy, and my mood feels good. So we're able to relay those feelings, those softer facts to you as well.
Well, yeah, and I think on that front too, you can say like, hey, yeah, we've got dark paint on this wall, but it's a great size room. So if you do change the paint color, then it's going to be a house that you love, right?
That's right. Yeah, walk you through a bunch of options. Why don't you talk about the family that we helped do we did a virtual tour and we were able to navigate them through.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, this has worked for multiple clients of ours. And the most recent example we have is a family from Orlando. They're moving up here. We've actually got them under contract. And so what they did is they saw a house pop up. They said, hey, I gotta get in this house. So I dropped everything that afternoon to make sure that I could get over there and do a virtual tour with them. We did the virtual tour, we wrote up an offer, we submitted it, and the sellers accepted it that night within 6 hours of the property being listed. And that was because we were proactive, ready to take initiative, get over there and do that virtual tour, answer their questions. Beautiful property, and they just fell in love with it.
Yeah, where traditionally speaking, they would have been in a huge disadvantage. They wouldn't have been able to see it until the next day, best case scenario.
If they drove up like 10 to 12 hours that
with
night.
With a busy family.
Yeah. And the next day was full of showings, so we beat the other folks to the punch.
Yes.
Okay, so we told you definitely want to make sure you've got a trusted real estate agent on your side. However, it would not hurt, and definitely doesn't hurt, if you've got a trusted friend or family member that is in the area, to have them go along with your real estate agent when they're touring the homes virtually with you.
Yes, because they really know you.
That's right.
And they could tell if you have like this aversion to galley kitchens, or you can't stand to have a split foyer with steep steps, they're going to be able to navigate us through that as well and help us get to know what you like and what you don't like. Many of our clients are moving here because of friends and family that are local.
That's right.
And then they could tag along with that tour and they could be like, girl, you do not like this house. It has got a stench from a dog, you know?
That's right.
We can tell you some pros and cons of the house, but they could really shed some light on some of your preferences.
Yeah, because sometimes, like, while you're doing the virtual tour with us, it's like you're not necessarily firing on all cylinders. Like, you got so much information coming into your brain.
Goodbye.
Oh no! That can help make sure we don't miss stuff, as well as yourself. And again, your trusted real estate professional is going to do everything they can to make sure they answer your questions, that they get you the intel that you need so you can make a qualified offer or verified offer on the property based on the tour that you've done.
Right. And some of those other factors that doing the virtual tour and having a friend tag along to, that you can find out from that you just can't find out from pictures, are things like sounds of the area. A lot of people don't realize that in Roanoke you hear a lot of trains, which I like. And then in other parts you hear airplanes. So there's also things like road noise. Your friends and us, we can pick up on that road noise, so that's why a virtual tour is really important. Traffic patterns, and maybe that it's a sleepy cul-de-sac or it's a cut through and people are flying through, so you'll be able to get that information too.
Yeah, and don't forget about how close are you to your neighbor? You know, like, are you in a subdivision and hey, I gotta have this much space? You know, sometimes you're like, hey, I need a 1/4 of an acre lot, but then you see a 1/4 of an acre lot. One lot may be perfect at 1/4 of an acre, another one's the way it's situated, you'd be like, man, I just can't do that because I'm like too close to my neighbor.
Right.
And then along the exterior also would be, what's the slope of the yard, you know, because we've got a lot of steep yards, and we do have some that just like, you got a little bit of yard and it just drops off the cliffside.
Right.
So we want to make sure that you're getting this type of yard that you desire. Another thing to consider when you're buying a home virtually, sight unseen, is you've done the virtual tour, you decide to put an offer in, it's gotten accepted, well done. Then you're going to get a home inspection done. That's another way to help protect you. And we've got clients that will actually fly in, drive in, that type of thing, to actually attend the home inspection in person so they can see the house in person. And then we've got others that say, nope, we're going to do a quote virtual home inspection. And I'm going to let Chris tell you about that because he just did one recently.
Well, I will say too that just in case you don't know or have experience with home inspections, they're really important. This is a great way for you to know the ins and outs of your home, and you can kind of follow around the inspector and ask those burning questions that you have, even sometimes about maintenance issues. But it's just a great 3 to 4 hour inspection from top to bottom of your home.
Yeah, intense. It takes a while, and you know, home inspectors do this every day, professional, they have to be licensed, and they're going to be looking at things to help you be educated and to help protect you as you proceed down the path of closing on the property.
And be confident in your purchase.
Mhm, absolutely.
Because a lot of our clients get that confidence after the home inspection, like, whew, okay. It's safe.
I feel better now.
Yeah, so you probably would not want to sit through and follow an inspector around for 3 to 4 hours, but I'll tell you what I did for some clients recently. They had a house and they were really concerned about the basement, the specific area, so I just followed them, the inspector around, and had our clients on FaceTime, and we were able to listen to the entire process of the inspector going through that specific area. And then I piped them in at the end when the inspector did just an overall summary of things that he found and just a general overview of the house itself, and then some things that they'll need to repair and replace. And just remember, they will give you an inspection report that lists out all the information that you'll need.
So with those tips we've given you, who would have ever thought 5 years ago
Next Saturday night, we're sending you back to the future.
that we would be giving you tips and tricks to buy a home virtually, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's wild. Technology has changed so much, and I think people are more transient. And COVID probably spurred a lot of this as well. Some people just did not want to physically go into properties.
Right, yeah.
And sellers didn't want a lot of people into properties too.
Get off my lawn.
So it's been cool to kind of pivot and use technology to our benefit and be able to provide this service.
Yeah, and buyers are getting more and more comfortable. Like I said, 40% of buyers are saying that, yeah, I'd buy a house sight unseen just through a virtual tour, which is just crazy. And we got an example of that. I don't know if Mom would have been crazy to think this, but 2 years ago in 2019, before COVID hit, we helped her buy a home sight unseen. So there was a perfect storm there. One, I'm her son, so we're family.
Yeah, so that was the bring a friend or family member to tour the house.
That's right. And then we were able to get a tour because it was for sale by owner. We got them to tour us around. So we took the video camera, did FaceTime with her, and showed her everything. So we did the virtual tour, answered questions, all that stuff. And we did a home inspection later, which I don't remember if she came up for or not, to be honest with you. She didn't even come up for that. So lots of trust in us. So thank you, Mom. We appreciate that. And we can do that for you guys too.
Yeah, it was really cool to see when she first saw the house in person and she felt it, right?
Yeah, that's right.
But she was like, this is it. This is great. You guys did a great job. I was like,
Woo-wee.
I mean, it was a lot of pressure.
Yes,
but,
absolutely.
But it was really cool. That was our first FaceTime virtual transaction done, and it was really special that it was your mom. And she loves her house.
That's right.
And it's appreciated a lot too. So one of the best strategies you can do is use a combination like we just talked about. So have your realtor do a virtual tour if possible, and also make sure you ask questions all along the way. There's no question too small. And then if you can have a friend or family member come alongside the tour, fantastic. Make sure you're involved in the home inspection to some degree. So if you can kind of hit more than one of those at a time, that would be great.
That's going to set you up for success so that you can get in fast, make a confident offer, and then close on a property that you love in this market that is on fire. All right, make sure you share this video, share our channel with your friends and family. We'd love to be a valued resource for them no matter where they are, whether they're looking to move to Roanoke or whether they just want to hang out in Roanoke and looking for cool things to do. You'll see that in some of our videos on our channel and beyond.
Yeah, so here comes our next video. Wait for it. Wait